Hi there! We've come together today for our Q&A section to take a closer look at neck and shoulder tension. Now that we're all living our lives a lot differently than we did a few weeks ago, we are, or whether we have chosen to or not, spending more time at the computer, watching Netflix, speaking on the phone maybe, and some of you are even getting out into the garden and thinking that you're getting a little bit of exercise, fresh air, deciding to trim all of those trees, pick out some weeds. Well, we know all about gardening bodies because we deal with them a lot of the time, but put that on top of really tight neck and shoulders, lower back pain starting to get a little bit more prevalent. We thought we'd come up with some exercises using the roller, because some of you will have a roller at home, others, well, I know all of you have towels. So you can roll up a bath towel, you can roll up a couple of them lengthways, because what we're looking for is a little dome that you can press your spinal vertebra against, and then the deep muscles of the spine are encouraged to relax. So today I'm going to take you through a few exercises that if you do every day, and I advise you to do it just before you get into bed, you will go to bed and have a sleep where your neck and shoulders can have a little bit of relax. So the first thing is to go into some deep breathing. I'm going to ask Kaya to breathe in to the side and the back of her ribs, but more strenuously than she normally does. So you might think you've taken in as much oxygen as you possibly can, but you can always take in a little bit more. And we have three parts of our lungs. The upper lobe, which is around our collarbone and under our armpits and across the front of our breast area. Then the middle lungs around the middle of your ribs, and your lower lungs, and that goes into the back here. Now it's very important you breathe into the lower lobes of your lungs, because if you send the air in there, it'll massage your kidneys, and on top of your kidneys are your adrenal glands. And because we're probably all releasing a lot more cortisol than we normally do, our adrenals could have a little bit of a massage. So that's what we're going to do right now. You ready, Kaya?
I'm ready.
Excellent. So take a deep breath in, but place your hands on your ribs if you don't mind, and breathe it into the lower, middle, upper, up here into your collarbones. So the little muscles on the back side of your ribs, your internal intercostals, are going to be stretched. Breathe it in, and then very quietly breathe out. No contraction, no force, just really quiet, soft breathing. And in, see if you can watch her ribs, they're getting a nice bit of expansion here. And slowly, without contraction, let the air come out of the lungs. One more, and in, lower, middle, upper, into the throat, into the cheeks, out into the eyeballs, and exhale, down, drawing in nice and quietly into those abdominals. Now you can place your hands by your side and take a breath in. We're going to start with our double arm floats to take her into the correct position. And exhale, floating up. And I'm going to ask Kaya to draw her shoulder blades down towards her hips and hug the roller with the shoulder blades. So your two scapula are just either side of your spine, and you want them to go down and a little bit inwards so they hug the shape of the roller. And from here she's going to do some shoulder shrugs. So reaching her fingers up to the ceiling, and her shoulder blades will move away from the spine. As she exhales, shoo, she lets it go. And inhale, reach it up. And exhale, let it go. And inhale, reach it up. And exhale, let it down. Last one, in and out. Yes, they relax quite a bit. I can see there's more distance between her ears and her shoulders. Now she'll interlace her fingers and do some wrist circles. And she'll do circles coming from her shoulders, and the circles will also have an impact on her wrists. So the wrists are actually flexing and extending, and the shoulders are moving around. So the upper arm, your humerus, is circling around in the shoulder joint as you flex and extend your wrists. You've got to be careful you keep the circles just small enough that you don't move the lower body, so your pelvis doesn't move. And each time Kaya goes from left to right, her opposite internal obliques are activating to keep her pelvis stable. Would that be the truth, Kaya? Mm-hmm. So they're moving, they're working. Her transversus abdominis is working to stabilize her, and she's going to do two more. Let's take it a little bit closer to this way, so you do a bigger circle on your last two there, bring it up towards me, and finishing there. Pointing the fingertips to the ceiling, we go into a set of 4 arm floats. Down on the inhale, and up on the exhale, and down on the in, and up, and all the time she's endeavouring to keep her shoulder blades hugging the roller. And this is opening her up through the front of the shoulders, which get very tight. Our pectoral muscles come and pull us in this way. Our pec minor attaches at the top here, and it will pull down because it attaches to our ribs, our 2, 3, 4 and 5 ribs. And if it's too tight, it brings our shoulder blades away from the ribs and makes us have a what we call a winging scapula, which is not such a good thing for your health. From there, Kaya, you're going to turn your palms to face your knees, and then as if she's stretching a piece of band, she's going to bring her elbows down to a goalpost position. And then she points them back up again, still hugging the roller. And exhale, pull down, shoulder blades moving down towards her hips. And inhale, reach up. She's creating nice relaxation through the shoulders, breath through her chest. And inhale up. And exhale down. And from that position, she's going to externally rotate to take her arms back towards her head and bring her elbows towards her ribs. So bring your elbows down a little bit more. That's it. Now that's a stretch, isn't it? So she can feel that stretching across the front here. All the fascia here gets very tight if the muscles underneath are holding tension as well. And so she's going to do 3, draw down on the exhale, and back to this position, and back down to the floor, and inhale. And as she goes down, she's going to stay there, and I'm going to leave you and say goodbye, but Kaya's going to stay here for a minute to get an enormous stretch across her chest. Give it a go. I know you're going to feel better.